that smell good? What's up, guys? Jimbo here, just cooking a pot of chili in my crock pot slow cooker back there. But enough about that. This isn't the chili jerk. This is the soda jerk. So, welcome to another episode. Today we've got something that my excellent friend Edge Weapon 88 Keelan was kind enough to get for me. Today we're going to be taking a look at Hank's Gourmet Root Beer. This is one that I understand that he found at a little shop when he and his girlfriend Hillary were out and about, and they just figured to be right up my alley. And thanks again for this, buddy. This is, you know me very well. This is absolutely the kind of thing I'm into. I'll be honest with you folks, I didn't know much about Hank's until I got this and actually did a little bit of research on the brand. And by the name and the type of bottle that you're looking at here, you would think that this is one of those kind of stoic American brands that have been around since, 1910 or 1915, like Boylan's or Sioux City Sarsaparilla, or, just one of the old school kind of what I call Americana brands. But actually, these guys are a lot newer than that. Not quite as new as Virgil's, who've only been around for about 10 years, give or take, but not nearly as old as one of the what we call the grandfather companies, particularly of root beer. They've actually only been in business, the Hank's Beverage Companies, for about 40 years, and they've only been making root beer since 1996. So they're just a hair older than folks like Virgil's, who are really new to the game. They started out making various types of sodas, like cream sodas and things like that, and like I said, eventually got into root beer in 1996, and that became like their top-selling product almost right away. That became the product that really put their brand on the map. Like I said, they do make other things. They actually make not really a wide variety, but in the particular niche that they fill, it's definitely a plethora of gourmet sodas. Those would be things like vanilla cream, which you do not see very often. It's kind of a special blend of cream soda. Orange cream, very different from orange soda. Black cherry, again, you don't see that too often. Birch beer, and one of the rarest types of beverages that you will ever encounter, diet root beer. Yes, friends, diet root beer. I think I can count on one hand the number of times that I've seen a brand of diet root beer. They virtually just don't exist. But Hank saw fit to make one. On top of that, they offer some other things in their product line that they came up with in 2007, for example, called Hank's Infusions, which they use all natural ingredients, things like green tea and veggies and stuff like that. So while on top of the notion that you don't have to worry about the calories, all the ingredients are all natural. Nothing artificial, no high fructose corn syrup, none of that stuff. On to the ingredients. In Hank's Gourmet Root Beer, they are one of the really awesome companies out there that do not use corn syrup in their recipe. They use pure cane sugar. Rock on, Hank's. Good for you guys. I'll be perfectly honest with you guys. Between the root beer and the diet root beer, I have never had either of these before. Since I only have one bottle of these, I was saving these for this episode that you're watching here of the Soda Jerk. So, what do you say we crack this sucker open? We'll get on to the first impressions, and we'll see how Hank's does. Ooh, lovely. Cheers. Ooh! I wasn't kidding when I said it was bubbly. Almost had an eruption there. Wow, man, that's got some cream to it. It kind of reminds me of a little bit of Stewart's root beer, where it's got that kind of vanilla kind of roll right when it hits you. But on the back, it's just smooth, like buttery cream kind of smooth. That's very, very different. Oh yeah, it's got a nice little bite on the back end that kind of reminds me a little bit of Virgil's, where it's got a little bit of spice into it. Okay, let me read you the ingredients here. Let's see: filtered carbonated water, cane sugar, caramel color, natural and artificial flavor, blah 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 blah. Yucca extracts, and I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Quillaia. Quillaya? I don't know what that is. Like I said, these guys are known for their natural ingredients like herbs and spices and stuff like that. So while I can taste what I'll call the baseline palate of what is traditionally known as root beer is having kind of a vanilla-ish flavor, it's got a little bit more spike to it at the end, which gives it its own flavor that kind of sets it apart from other things. Right when it hits your tongue, you got that rich, kind of creamy vanilla ice cream flavor. And right at the back, you've just got that hint of bite that kind of spices things up a little bit. I'm really impressed here. I'm definitely a Hank's fan, and if I can pick this up somewhere here locally in my vicinity, I am absolutely going to do so. We'll save the Diet Root Beer for another episode of the Soda Jerk. But if you guys, if any of you out there are root beer fans like me and you like old school classic kind of traditional root beers with maybe just a little bit of a modern twist on it, I would absolutely go ahead and recommend you try this one, man. This is really good stuff. I'm absolutely going to enjoy the rest of this. Well, thanks everyone so much for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed this one. And as always, cheers. I don't get drunk. I get awesome!